Namaste everyone. As usual, we'll begin with 3 ohms, but before we do that, let's form the group consciousness. So mentally think of everyone over here as within you, and then take a deep breath in to begin the first ohm. Our usual disclaimer: when you attend this session, you do so with the understanding that you're responsible for your own well-being. Life in Yoga and our volunteers like me and others don't take responsibility for the outcome of your participation here. So please exercise caution in what you do and follow the rule of yoga that there can be no strain whatsoever in whatever you do. So the best way to ensure that is to make sure you're observing your breath and it is always slow and smooth. As long as the breath is slow and smooth, you will not create strain in the system, and it is highly unlikely that you will do any jerky motions or anything that can be beyond your capacity. Keeping that in mind, let's begin with the chakra vibrations. So for anybody who is new, the chakra vibrations is really, we focus in the middle of the body from the perineum to the middle of the top of the head, and along that we visualize a straight line, and along that in 7 different points we will focus there, and we'll mentally vibrate, we will actually audibly vibrate a sound in each one of those points, and we'll mentally feel it there. So let's begin with the perineum, focusing there, pressing on the little finger. As we squeeze the perineum, we do the sound lum, focused at the perineum, and observe how it vibrates upward. Take a deep breath in. Release your finger and continue. Last time. Later today in our evening discussion, we'll discuss why we do what and how all of these affect things. So now let's move our awareness an inch above the perineum, behind the pubic area. As we draw in there, pressing on the ring finger, we do VUM. Take a deep breath in. VUM. Vam. Release the fingers, continue. Last time. Bring your awareness behind the navel in the middle of the body. And as we draw in there, we do rum, pressing on the middle finger with the thumb. So take a deep breath in. Release the hands, continue. Now bring the awareness to the middle of the chest, in between the breasts. And as we draw in here, we do yum, pressing on the index finger with the thumb. Yum. Yum. Release the hands. Continue. Last time. Bring the awareness to the throat, and here we do hum, thumbs up, loose fist. Hum. Release the hand, continue. Last time. Middle of the head, we do chum, thumbs up, loose fist. Chum. Release your hand, continue. Chum. Last time. Top of the middle of the head, we do Om, thumbs up, loose fist, take a deep breath in. Release the hand. Continue. Now we can go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. And those of you who know it, you can please proceed. And those of you who need instructions, we focus on the lowermost part of the mouth and mildly stretching the vocal cords. As we inhale and exhale, we do it with a mild sucking sensation. The easiest way to do this without strain, and there can be no strain in it, and you're only breathing through the nostrils. The easiest way to do it without strain is to, focusing on the lowermost part of the mouth, make a big smile. As you make the big smile with the cheeks coming out, you'll find a slight stretch in the bottommost part of the mouth. Focus on that stretch and inhale and exhale slowly. How slow? I'll demonstrate by raising my hand as I inhale and bringing it down as I exhale. Continue. So all of you who are on video, you're all doing it pretty well. Carry on. As you continue doing this Ujjayi pranayam, let's go on to the shoulder rotations. As you inhale in Ujjayi, lift up the shoulders, and exhale, rotate it back and slowly come down. Last exhalation. Now bring the hands to the chest in a Namaste position, and as you inhale, stretch up in Ujjayi as you inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hands around and slowly bring it down. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now make a fist, bend at the wrist, bring it into the chest, chin down. And as you inhale in Ujjayi, open out the palms perpendicular to the forearm, take the head back and stretch out. And as you exhale, again make the fist and come in and bring the chin into the chest as you continue this Ujjayi. Excuse me. Last exhalation. Now, elbows in line with the shoulders. And as you inhale, go around the wrist, open out the palms as wide as possible. And as you exhale, make a fist and bring it in again. Continue the Ujjayi this way. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we go on to the neck exercises. As you exhale, gently tilt your head, bringing one ear towards one shoulder. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, tilt towards the other shoulder. Inhale, come back up and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Now, as you inhale, take the head as far back as you can. And as you exhale, bring the chin down towards the chest and continue. Last inhalation. And last exhalation, bring the chin to the chest, and then we go 360 degrees around the neck. Inhale, half a circle or part of the circle, and exhale, complete the circle. And continue in the same direction. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now let's go reverse. Last exhalation. Now interlock the hands, and bring the knuckles behind the head. Stretch out the elbows as you inhale and pull back the shoulders. And as you exhale, twist to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way, inhale, come back. And continue. Last exhalation, inhale, come back. Get hold of the elbows behind the head. And as you exhale, pull on one elbow, inhale, come back. Exhale, pull on the other elbow, inhale, come back. And continue. Last exhalation, inhale, come back. Now we go on to our spinal alignment. Those of you who want to do it very gently, bring your hands to behind you into the lowermost part of the hips. And those who are not worried, you can just swing your hands as we turn to the left, right, and all of that. So now, as we go in each direction, right, left, and back, we do the sound ah as we exhale. Now, the chin down, we do the sound ma, like the humming sound, kind of sound. So let's take a deep breath in and go to the right. To the left. to the back. Chin to the chest. Second round, we will do twice in each direction to the right. Second time. To the left. Second time. To the back. Second time. Chin to the chest. Second time. Third round, 3 times in each direction to the right. Second time. Third time. To the left. Second time. Third. To the back. Second time. Third time. Chin to the chest. Last time. Now we cross one leg over the opposite thigh, get hold of the knee on the top, and as we exhale, we squeeze at the perineum and do the sound lum as we pull the knee towards the opposite shoulder and turn the head the other way. We'll do this 3 to 4 times. Take a deep breath in. Last time. Now let's cross the other leg. Last time. Now, sit up straight and tall and observe how the spinal twist has stimulated various parts of the body, keeping the awareness from the bottom of the feet to the top of the head. We will do 3 ahs or ohms with 3 breaths. So take a deep breath in. Last time. Now we can stand up. Those of you who don't have good balance, you can remain seated. So as you're standing up, make sure that the feet are at least shoulder width apart or slightly wider. And those of you who are seated, you're okay. Whether seated or standing, bring your hands to your hips behind the back. And as you inhale, push on one hand and make a backward arch. Exhale, come back to the starting position. Inhale, push on the other side as you do the backward arch. Exhale, come forward. And continue, alternating the 2 sides. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now get hold of your hands behind your back. See if you can hold your elbows or wherever you can reach. And as you take a deep breath in, pull back the shoulders, lift up the chin, and make a straight backward arch. Inhale and exhale into the stretch you feel. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly come up. Keep the chin up and shoulder pulled back as you lean forward from the hips with each exhalation. Make sure the back does not bend, only the hip is bending, and observe the stretch you feel from the hips to the feet. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring the hands towards the floor. If the palms don't touch the floor, bend at your knees so that you can touch the floor. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, twist to the left. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, twist to the right. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, come to the middle. Take another deep breath in. Get hold of your ankles, and pulling on your ankles, try to bring yourself further down, keeping the chin up. Don't let the chin fall. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, drop your head down and try to bring it in between the knees. And as you inhale, slowly come up. Now, those of you who are standing, get your hands to your hips. And those of you who are seated, if you can get hold of a support of something and stand up, you can hold that. And we go around the hips. Inhale half a circle. Exhale, complete the circle. And continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now you can take a seat, and as you sit down, we begin the alternate nostril breathing. Inhale from the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril, and then inhale through the right and exhale through the left, and continue. We do at least 6 breaths. Once you finish the last exhalation from the left nostril, we want the spinal mantra. So the spinal mantra is visualizing a vibration that we will play from the lowermost part of the legs all the way through the back to the spine.
Lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back.
Just
and then
follow
the
the
lumbar
recording.
spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine in the neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the Shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, Jim. Aim, Shim, Jim. Aim, Shim, Jim.
Just visualize.
Jim. Aim, Shim, 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 Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region, then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jim, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jim, Haim. 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 Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine and the neck to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jim, Haim, Aim, Om. 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 I'm Shim Jim Jam I'm 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 Om. I'm Shim Jim I'm Om. I'm Shim Jim Jam 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 I'm Om.
Now we can go on to our 3 rounds of Bhastrika. So let's get ready. Take a deep breath in, stretch out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 16. Exhale. 17. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Bhramari. That is, we interlock the hands and we do one Ujjayi breath and hold the breath, and then when we release it after a little while, we exhale through the mouth in between the teeth. So, and then after that we do the Bhramari. Let's get ready for the second round. Exit. Inhale. Exit. 2. Exit. 3. Exit. 4. Exit. 5. Exit. 6. Exit. 7. Exit. 8. Exit. 9. Exit. 10. Exit. 11. Exit. 12. Exit. 30. Exit. 40. Exit. 50. Exit. 60. Exit. 70. Exit. 80. Exit. 90. Exit. 20. Exit. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Brahmari. Now, let's get on to the last round. Exit. Inhale. Exit. 2. Exit. 3. Exit. 4. Exit. 5. Exit. 6. Exit. 7. Exit. 8. Exit. 9. Exit. 10. Exit. 11. Exit. 12. Exit. 30. Exit. 40. Exit. 50. Exit. 60. Exit. 70. Exit. 80. Exit. 90. Exit. 20. Exit. Ujjayi Kumbhaka followed by Ramari. Now we are ready to go on to meditation. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything, I let go of everything, I let go of everything. Of course, the back must be straight and you must be seated comfortably. Feel a lightness come onto your body as you let go of everything. If you have a preferred method of meditation, you can do it. Otherwise, bring your awareness to the lowermost part of the sternum. And from there, visualize a rising vibration going through you and out of the top of the head. And that flow should be visualized as Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om. As you visualize that, we will have Om playing in the background. Mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, become aware of the senses from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the feet. And whenever you're ready to open your eyes, before opening the eyes, raise the palm of your hands and bring it a few inches in front of your face. Take a deep breath in. And as you're ready to exhale, open the eyes and look straight into the palm of the hand. With that, we complete the practice session for today. But today being Sunday, we have a little bit of time for any discussion. So the thought that I have today is that I'm going to share with you our thoughts in terms of how we exist, our nature of health, and how healing works, as we have been investigating and looking at all of these things. And those of you who are attendees, if you want to speak, you are welcome to talk as well. So that's your choice. Okay. So if you are first, before any of you, are there any questions before I begin, and then I can start talking? Yes, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hi there. Hello, everyone. Namaste. I have a technique question. When
Yes.
we're doing the standing up backward bend, arch on each side, so I hurt my back and I'm more present now to my pelvis tilt. So I noticed today that when I lean back, that I naturally like roll back on my spine. And then I tried it with like tilting my pelvis forward. However, I couldn't really tell which one would feel better or which one was better. Does that make any sense to you?
Did you feel hurt in any way?
No.
Okay. See, the thing is, I'll explain the purpose of this exercise so that you can understand and you can empathize with how you feel. See, what happens is, when we do sideways inhaling and exhaling and the same way the others, what is happening is, and as you can notice, when we are doing the back, we do a lot more. But when we are leaning forward, we are making sure we are only leaning from the hips. Why is that the case? From the lumbar region to the cervical region, the back of the neck, in that entire region, when we go backward, there are enough muscles supporting us. And typically, what happens is, if there is, through the aging process, if there is herniation of any disc, dehydration of any disc, and they will tend to pop outward. And if they pop outward and you lean backward, it will tend to move inward, if at all it is possible. Okay? Whereas on the other hand, if there is any place where it is a little fragile, if you bend at the hips, you're okay. If you're bending in the lower thoracic or the cervical region, then in which case there is always a chance it can pop out, because the number of muscles holding when you are leaning forward is much less. So that is the reason we do that. So now I was not very clear in your question. I simply explained why we do that.
Yeah.
When we do it sideways, we give it a chance for if there is any tendency for the disc to pop out, we are giving it enough mobility to move in and get well anchored.
And I really appreciate that. I like pulled something a couple weeks ago and I'm at the end of it. It was in a gluteus maximus somewhere in there. So when I was walking, my physical therapy said to like tilt my pelvis in forward to stand up straight differently, right? So I didn't know if you were aware of anything like that where your pelvis can tilt, that you can't bend over with your pelvis tilted forward. I found that out today. But yeah, I guess I was just wondering, how do we tilt our pelvis? I could ask one of the other girls also when we're doing that arch. you know, I
Yes,
guess what
actually, when we are tilting with the pelvis that way, what is happening is we are actually mobilizing the hips and the hip joints, all of them feel stimulated.
Hmm.
And you can see when you stretch one way, you can see how the opposite leg feels a little more stretched than that part of the joint feels more stretched, and the other joint, hip joint, feels less stretched, right?
Yeah.
Contracted. With
Yeah.
stimulation, we are allowing the sensitivity to increase so that there is more blood flow there. The muscles that you're not using are getting nourished.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
So I'll stay with the old way because it works. All right. Thank you.
Dr. Rajan,
Yes,
I have a question. When we do chakra vibration,
yes.
what happens if you don't get to do the first one or second one, or if you miss out?
Okay. So if you join in late and you don't do the first or second, well, what will happen is when we work with group consciousness and we work at the sixth chakra, the Ajna chakra, it does help to clean out whatever was not cleaned out before. Okay. So if you have joined in late and you're not doing everything, well, don't worry too much about it. But if you're comfortable and you're able to sense whether your chakras are vibrating so that it will go through the top of the head, you can go and do it on your own right from the lowermost chakra and come up. It's your choice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So today, let me share with you the research we have been doing in terms of how the nature of existence, how we exist, the nature of health, as well as nature of healing. Okay. So, as you know, that we define our mission of our organization as how to take all our ancient wisdom from the ancient documents and how to translate it in modern scientific understanding. And we are always looking to validate whatever we create as our paradigm of understanding. So the way we have been able to understand based on the Sankhya Sutras and the Yoga Sutras is that, and it is pretty consistent with so many of the religious philosophies, is that first inanimate creation takes place. And after that, and of course the inanimate creation comes from the source, which is God, which is a sentient entity. And then after the inanimate creation has taken place, where all the five elements are already there, then comes the animate creation. And the animate creation, you can think of it, is coming with the wisdom or program that is given with God. And that animate creation is always connected with God, each animate creation. And what it does is, it takes the physical elements that is already created, and that entity, you can call it as the soul entity or whatever, combining with the inanimate entity forms the physical animate being. And so when we think of the physical animate being, it's not only like you and us and all of us and all of animal kingdom, plant kingdom, etc. But it is also each cell in your body. Each cell in your body is an animate being. And all of these, and of course, within this animate being consisting of so many trillion cells, each of them have all been programmed. Each of them are directly connected to the cosmic intelligence or God, and we are compositely also connected into God. And each one, each cell, as well as your composite entity, each of it is working to fulfill the program that has been created within us. So in order for this composite entity to work effectively, as well as be connected with God and all of that, we have 5 types of communications that are happening in the system. And the 5 types of communication needs to be in harmony, smoothness, and when we say harmony, it harmonizes all the cells working within us as well as our cosmic connectivity. That is how we mean by harmony. Then there is perfect health. So the focus of yoga very often, of course, is the real focus of yoga is to have the cosmic connectivity for your soul as a full integrated being into the God level, and thereby when you connect there through the process of inquiry, through the process of query, you are able to develop innate knowledge, which is called Atma Vidya, the cosmic wisdom. And through that cosmic wisdom, when you become fully realized, you begin to realize this body is only an instrument to serve the cosmic purpose, to fulfill the purpose of God. Now, on the other hand, as a result of that wisdom, and you begin to realize that all the communications that are happening in the body, you also develop good health of the body. Because as the composite system works to fulfill the purpose of the divinity and is staying connected, that connection also impacts every cell in the body, which all understand what their purpose is and they fulfill their purpose, so there is complete harmony. Now, typically, from the traditional medicine perspective, there is a deep realization that not everybody is in that same place, where not everybody is fully connected and understand everything. And so when ill health comes and when people go to traditional medicine practitioners, they realize that it is very important at the physical level, whatever are the communications that are happening, they need to be corrected. So in the 5 types of communications that are there, the highest level of connection into the cosmic connectivity is called Udana Vayu in Ayurveda. You can think of it as the communion with God, the connection with God. Okay. The next level is called Samana Vayu. And by the way, the Udana Vayu runs, as we say, through the Atmanadi, which we have explained before, from the cosmic transmitter, which is at the lowermost part of the sternum. And from there, it goes through the front of the body under the skin and connects to the top of the head, right? So the second one, the Samana Vayu, is along the Sushumna Nadi, which is in the middle of the body where all the chakras are. And what is the purpose of the Samana Vayu? It basically balances its innate program with whatever is the demand of the external level, whatever the world brings to you. And by combining that, you're able to fulfill the purpose for which it has this body has been created, to fulfill the purpose of life. So this idea of the Samana Vayu is equivalent to gene expression, the genes being your inner dimension and the epigenetic factors or the external elements that hit you. And the external elements include everything that you eat, everything that you inhale, everything that you think in your mind, everything, all the sense organs, whatever they are able to experience, that's all external elements. And the internal elements, internal program working with it, they balance, and in harmony, it fulfills whatever it has to be done, so that harmonized gene expression is in perfect balance. But of course, the third level of the nadi is the prana nadi, which runs along the spine. So that controls the vitality in the system. And of course, we understand unless there is vitality in the system, the physical body cannot be sustained. And it is the vitality that enables the Udana Vayu as well as the Samana Vayu while we are alive in this body. Then you have the Vyana and the Apana. The Vyana is the communications that control the fluid systems in the body, and the Apana is what controls the earth elements or the physical tissues in the body. And if you can think of it as the flesh elements and the bone elements and things. And the communication channels for these come out of the chakras, particularly the 5 chakras from the throat to the root chakra, or the root chakra to the throat. They connect, and there are many of them, and in various literature they describe 72,000 and things like that, whatever. They all connect into all the fluids as well as the physical elements of the body. Now, in order to keep it in harmony, when you think in terms of normal physiology, we talk about you need to have enough exercise, stimulate, and all of that. And if you look at it from the perspective of our physical practices of yoga, the Hatha Yoga, we are looking to stimulate it so that there is good communication, so that there is harmony with it. Now, that harmony must also be with respect to the mind, where the mind is calm and the needs of the external environment and what your program entity is doing, it is able to fulfill without any reservation in the mind, without any conflicts in the mind, and that is how the Samana Vayu stays in balance. So the Samana Vayu is, of course, because the chakras are connecting to the Apana Vayu and the Vyana Vayu, the balance needs to be throughout. So if there is imbalance in the Samana Vayu, whereas in the Apana Vayu and Vyana Vayu you work with whatever practices to bring harmony, it will only be momentary harmony unless the Samana Vayu is also in complete harmony. And of course, the Prana Vayu needs to give energy for everything to perform, so that needs to be in harmony. And the Udana Vayu is what is related to the immune system, the cosmic connectivity. So this is how the balance of the communications hang through. So as we said, in the traditional medicine system, where there is a recognition that people are not always, they are more focused on the physical element, and they don't necessarily have the cosmic connectivity and the enough vitality to work through all of those systems. So in the traditional medicine systems, they have evolved certain elements which are more related to what are called cleansing out the communication channels, what are sometimes called as detoxification. And as we have been researching into that, we find that there are many, many ways in which it can be done. Of course, when you do your stretch exercises and good breathing, it is getting taken care to a large degree. In fact, many of you know from the Hatha Yoga system that there are 6 types of cleansing practices, the Shat Karmas as they are called, or the Shat Kriyas. And one of the most important one is Kapalbhati, where through the breath you're expelling the toxins out of the body. And of course, in various systems, they have the idea of monthly cleansing of the GI tract. And then, of course, there is also the concept of massaging and doing oil baths and things like that to pull out whatever the toxins in the body. These days, there are the things that are available for the foot-related bath, foot cleansing techniques, which we have spoken about. So along with that, and one of the interesting aspect is, in an allergy season, how are allergies caused? Now, it is very interesting. As we have been looking in, there is a certain hypothesis that has been suggested by the traditional medicine systems. If you have anytime there is a reaction in the body, namely the immune system is unable to handle what the environmental factor delivers to you, then that immune system reaction is what creates the allergy. So what happens is the immune system can handle quite a bit, but when it becomes too much, that is when allergic reaction comes in. So from a traditional medicine perspective, they think if you detoxify and cleanse the channels related to the Apana Vayu, Vyana Vayu, and to that extent impacting the Samana Vayu, then there is enough capacity in the immune system to deal with more of the allergens that hit you. So in the traditional yoga practice, the nasal cleansing and the Kapalabhati, which are easy ones to do among the Shat Kriyas, the 2 of the Shat Kriyas, that is considered very effective in reducing the impact of allergens. And of course, these days, as we have discussed in the last few sessions on Sundays, that the foot bath, the ionizers, the Pada Abhyanga, the concept of detox foot pads, all of these can contribute to releasing the toxins so that the impact of allergic contact can be reduced. So that has been our experience. So I shared that with you given the allergy season. So now we are open for any questions or any other thoughts, any thing you would like to say. Please go ahead. Okay, so there are no thoughts, no questions. Go ahead.
Doctor, what is the purpose for which we are born? What does it mean?
Oh, what is the purpose for which you are born? To
Yeah.
fulfill your karmas is the easy answer for you. But of course, what happens is as you meditate, your inner guidance will tell you the concept of the voice of the conscience, but only you can know your purpose.
I can know my own purpose, right? See that
Yeah,
God
don't-
has given.
But you know, whatever your life has brought you, your family, your situation, without reactivity, just accept them and work with wherever you are.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Dr. Rajan, you have anything to say about tomorrow's eclipse?
Oh,
I mean,
the thing is, you see, from a traditional medicine, traditional systems perspective, eclipses are considered as points where the alignment of the planet gives you ability to meditate. Your meditation is always better at that time. So to be light on the stomach and to do meditation during that time is the recommendation.
if you do your meditation, we won't be able to see that. You can see only once. Right.
Well, if your sensory stimulation of seeing it is of greater value than meditation, please do what seems right to you.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that if you do meditation during eclipse, it is good.
One more, Doctor.
Yes,
Um,
go ahead.
About finding out the purpose for which we were born. I just wanted to share when I first started doing this with Dr. Raj. He had a after class that 15 minutes, and we were doing the sutras. And when we were doing the sutras, I asked that question, and he sent me off that night and through all meditation in the class, thinking about. He told me to ask, "What is my dharma, doc, or was it swadharma?" I asked, and the answer came. So maybe you guys ask. I mean, there's a lot of the cleansing that has to go with all of that, but
Yeah, see, the thing is, Tammy, what you felt others may not necessarily feel, because there needs to be a certain level of opening of the Udana Vayu, that is the Atmanadi, in order for people to intuitively know that. You have that ability, everybody doesn't.
oh. All right, I was holding hope for everybody.
But some of the others may feel it over here, but not everyone.
Just
Okay.
ask that question, try it out anyway. That's all. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, that is the process where you internally ask the question mentally and you get your own answers.
Mm.
Dr. Rajan.
Hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Shakuntala Mahajan. Yes.
Mhm.
Somebody wrote it in the WhatsApp that they say tonight between 12:30 a.m. 3:30 a.m. make sure you turn your cell phone, laptop, and keep it away from your body. The TV Singapore News broke it. So what does this mean? Does it hoax or something, or has to do with solar eclipse?
I have no idea whatsoever. And the thing is basically, I hope none of the people over here sleep with their laptops or their cell phones next to them when they sleep, right?
But they say off also, all of them.
I turn off my computers every day. Okay, there are some people who never turn it off.
We
And
turn
of course, the mobile phone never stays with me in the same room where I sleep.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I see few of the.
I don't know why that is the case. I have never heard of this before.
So I got scared. I say it's related with this solar eclipse. Thank you so much for explaining.
You're welcome. Sundar, you have a question? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Yes, Dr. Narayan. First, when I was writing it down about the gene, the cell, you first time I'm hearing that. Is that the cells too have that connectivity to the creation?
That's
Is that
correct.
oh, okay. I was usually
Every
thought.
cell is a living organism. Every living entity has the concept of living is the ability to connect. And that is as the Yoga Sutra says, every entity that has Chetana connects directly with Ishvara.
Okay.
And the concept of Chetana or living thing is something that has the ability to react. And every
Okay.
cell in your body has the ability to react, right?
Yes, yes. So that's where the whole, I'm kind of thinking where it gets more and more challenging is when we have this environmental things happening around us in terms of all the senses and which can easily make it more difficult to stay or get drifted from the purpose, right?
That's right. This is where what happens is when the communication is not perfect, some of the cells that are in some of the organs are not well connected with the rest of the system, so that disharmony causes various diseases and disorders. Okay, Calvin, you have a question? Go ahead. Or a thought? Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yes, I was wondering what were your views on.
A little louder, please.
I was wondering what were your views on iTunes.
Did anybody else hear? I didn't hear clearly what you said.
No, I didn't hear.
Sorry, go ahead, Calvin, again. Speak loudly, bring your mouth close to your phone.
Okay, I was wondering what were your views on eye twitching or eye jumping, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. See, the thing is, you see, it's very interesting. Within the yoga system, particularly the Hatha Yoga system, they say it is not the 5 major channels of communication. In addition to that, there are 5 more. And so they call it as 10 different kinds of communications. And the other 5 are considered minor ones. And one of them, I think it may be called Dhananjaya or something. That is supposed to be for this, blinking of the eyes and twitching of the eyes and things like that. Now, this is not something that is there mainstream in the traditional medicine systems of Ayurveda, okay? So the thing is, you see, I will simply say that relates to the nervous system response. And the nervous system, and any time there is twitching anywhere or anything in the part of the body, conventional physiology looks upon it as nervous system response. But then when we look at it, the nervous system element is partly related to the control of vitality in the system, namely through the brain and central nervous system, how they are communicating to decide how much nutrients to send there. But that is also related to the Apana Vayu and the Vyana Vayu, that is basically control of the physical tissues as well as the fluids, namely the blood flowing there to give the nutrients. So I would say it is a combination of the three of the 5 communications I described. That is the Apana Vayu, Vyana Vayu, and the Prana Vayu. So these are the 3 things that would impact eye twitching or any of those kinds of things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And by the way, Calvin, if any of those happen, if it is only one eye, okay, that is twitching and you feel uncomfortable, this thing, it is working on its own, simply press the middle, whichever side of the eye, that side of the eye, press on the middle finger and the ring finger with the thumb, and do the Ujjayi pranayam for about 15 minutes. Even as you start doing it, you'll find little relief, and 15 minutes will give a lot of relief. And if there is an inherent imbalance in there, continue doing it for a few times a day for a period of a few weeks, and it will go away.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So,
This is the same.
sorry, go ahead.
This is the
Namaste,
same
Doctor.
thing. Okay, sorry.
Namaste, Doctor.
Yes, Namaste ji.
Hey, I have one question. Even
Yes.
we do regularly all yoga and pranayam, chakra vibration, why we get the disease like common disease like a cold or flu or something like that? If we control, why it overtake?
Okay, that is because the whatever are our immune system in which is the Udana Vayu, the immune system's overload of everything hitting you, it is unable to take enough, and the toxins build in, and that is why you get it, right?
So it's not enough what we're doing?
No, but it is not the whatever you're doing with respect to the sleep and meditation is not given enough immunity strength, and that's why you catch a cold, you catch a fever, and the best way for you to increase the immunity is to take deep rest.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. So, Gargi Patel, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask you for immunity and to detox for allergy. You mentioned various foot treatments to get the toxins out.
Yes.
Is that the ionizing machine that I've seen? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Actually, what is interesting is we are still researching it in a deeper way. But those of us who have used it, and we have seen significant improvement for us. For me, what I have found is the spring allergy season is actually pretty, it affects me pretty badly. In the sense, it can come as a headache, post-nasal flow, and, asthmatic, this thing, all of that. So I'm prone towards asthma. But this year, because I've been doing the ionizer every 3-4 days, so once I can immediately feel it is better. And what happens is, for me, my hips and my knees also start feeling better when I use the ionizer a couple of times a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard about it, but I didn't know that it is this effective.
I am using it for myself. My other research colleague, Dr. Ashok Agarwala, he's also using it regularly. We find significant difference for both of us.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you.
And
Any particular brand you use or anything like that? Or
no, it doesn't make any difference. You can use an expensive brand for $150, or you can use it for like $30. All of them work.
Oh, they work equally. Good. Okay. Thanks.
Is this called the ionizer? Just look for ionizer in Amazon.
Yeah, if you look at Amazon or Walmart, sometimes Walmart is cheaper than Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
You will find it. You can put the search as detox foot bath ionizer, or you can call it ionic detox foot bath or whatever, and it'll give you a lot of options, and you'll see that over there. I've showed this in our earlier Sunday sessions.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
If you don't find one, just send me an email and I will give you a link.
Okay.
Will do. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll close for today.
Thank
It
you.
is past 7:30. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.